What's up everybody, it's Priyon Joni. So got a question for some of the DJs and mixed artists out there. Is the term open format really mean open? It's always been kind of interesting to me when an open format DJ says, I play everything. Do you really now? Do you really play everything? Every kind of music? So what do you have for K-pop? What about some calypso? Can people make a request on some UK garage music? Or garish? Perhaps those examples are too international. So what do you have for the latest country hits? What about minimal techno? See, the thing that some people don't realize is that popular music is not a representation of all music. In fact, it's a minority in relation to all dance floor oriented music. And saying you play everything is greatly inaccurate and can be misleading. I'm not knocking on open format DJs, but I'm simply saying you might mislead folks into thinking you have something that you don't. And what I'm saying is, don't be afraid to specialize in something you actually truly like. And also, don't be afraid to be honest about what you don't have. After all, the DJs who make it on the Forbes list aren't exactly the ones who play everything. Remember, you don't have to take every single gig. Steve Jobs once said, in order to do great work, you have to love what you do. It's one thing to take every gig that you can, and it's another thing to take the type of gigs that both you and your crowd enjoy. Because those type of gigs are the ones where people get the best of you. You know which ones I'm talking about. The ones you regret for not hitting the record button on Serato. Those are the ones where you genuinely play from your heart with songs that you actually listen to. It's a simple difference between quality versus quantity. And I think gaining bookings has become too much focus on quantity. Another one of my favorite quotes on this topic is, when you try to please everyone, you please no one. So rise, shine, and be real about the music that excites you. It doesn't mean you can't or shouldn't be open format, but your specialty is what makes you stand out. Because when you love what you're playing, you perform your best. On Snoop Dogg's podcast, 50 Cent once said, when a person decides to be themselves, they offer something that no one else can be. And this might push a few buttons, but you know, a person that says they play everything, they're a dime a dozen. If you're just spitting music as a hobby, that's okay. But if you're trying to make this a career, do you really want to be a person who's doing what everybody else is doing? How do you think that'll reflect on the type of gigs you get, or your wages, or your stress level? People get so caught up blaming technology as the reason as to what's killing the art form, when the true killer is in fact that people have forgotten or just never realized that it's okay to be different and unique. Don't be afraid to take risks. Being the same as everyone else only produces mediocrity. And also, don't shame others for attempting to be different either. Sometimes it's really easy to laugh at the guy who's doing something not like you. Anyone doing something not the right way are most likely the folks who are onto something. And we all know this. You know it's hard to find a crowd that likes exactly what you like, but that's why finally finding them is so much worth it. And I'm not saying if you do open format gigs to abandon them or change your entire format. What I'm saying is, don't be afraid to play what you want in between playing for the crowd. I know it's really popular to just say, hey, you need to play for the crowd. But knowing and playing what they like is the easy part. And I hate to say it, but a jukebox could do that. But in between playing for the crowd, be dangerous and treat yourself sometimes and see how they like it. See how your music fits in to what they're used to. It's one thing to play something expected, but it's what you do that's unexpected that you're remembered for. See, everyone here on YouTube knows me for scratching on controllers, but on the really rare occasions that I go out, I typically stay away from bars and nightclubs with an open format room. I like to go to places with more music that I like, which is probably why I rarely go out, since trance music is a rare commodity in small cities here in the United States. But honestly, I genuinely enjoy long melodic songs and with long breakdowns and build-ups with no scratching. See, my point is, it's really clear to me what I'm passionate about. And whenever I can, during my sets, I like to introduce elements of this music in both my production and my gigs, including in rooms where I'm supposed to be playing open format. So in reality, there's no such thing as truly playing everything. So instead, try to play what you like in between playing what they like. Because you know what? That makes it more you, and no one else can be like you. And this is just a disclaimer.
This tip may not apply to mobile/wedding/corporate DJs. I understand and acknowledge that it is a totally different industry that play by different rules and principles. Most of the advice and techniques shared on my channel is art form and performance based on settings such as, but not limited to, nightlife, music festivals, and DJ battles, and may not translate well with customer service. Take my advice and all advice with a grain of salt.
Alright guys, if you got any comments or ideas to share regarding this topic, be sure to leave them in the comments below. I'm always excited to hear your thoughts, so feel free to let me know below. And also, don't forget to add me on Instagram, where sometimes I do sneak previews while I'm working on videos like this. Alright, well if you guys like this video, be sure to hit that like button. And if it's your first time here and you found this video useful, be sure to hit that subscribe button below. And don't forget to hit that little bell icon so you get a notification the next time I upload a video. Alright guys, it was fun. Thanks for watching. Take care.